Who's the shady bitch? Tune in to our Drag Race After Show.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Category is...
I don't know the song, sorry. We're throwing
Put
stuff
your
already.
mask on if you don't know the song.
I don't want to take my mask off. I didn't bring my mask this week.
Club AfterBuzz right now.
I know. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our very last RuPaul's Drag Race for season 9. Our very last RuPaul Drag Race season 9. I can't hear myself, so if you can't hear me in the chat room, let me know. I'm your host, Kenny Harrison. You can find me at Kenny C. Harrison on Instagram and Twitter. Sitting next to me is the very lovely...
123 Jackie B on all platforms except Snapchat, where I posted some behind-the-scenes photos. Jackie B123.
And sitting across from us, opening up the champagne,
Marche Freeman,
also known as
LoRayne Love on
And
Instagram and Twitter.
And sitting next to LoRayne Love is
That
the...
was not me passing gas. That was the champagne.
All hail the queen, the king on the...
right.
I'll call
I'll
him
take
the king.
Either one, I'll take
Who's
it.
having?
I'm having.
Oh, I'm having.
What's your name?
It's Jay Ellis, and
And
I'm
he
on...
has to perform after this, so...
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I'm wearing makeup because I came straight from a matinee.
Don't be sorry.
And I'm in heels and makeup, so I
I'm
feel like
jealous,
a drag queen.
girl.
Yeah. Instagram, don't_be_jealous, and Twitter at still_jealous. So yeah, I'm gonna have to run out of the studio as soon as we're done. I'm really sorry. No live Instagram tonight, but it's been a great season, guys. So thank you for joining me on the Instagram live. I really appreciate
Jay,
it.
you look stunning in the makeup, so...
Yeah, you
and my
do.
and my
Never
Sasha
be sorry.
Velour. Thank you.
Yeah,
Natasha
you are.
Velour,
You're
ladies and
Natasha
gentlemen.
Velour.
Okay, so before we get started, let's do the shout-outs first. I know Mark has a
Why don't you do it
important...
while I'm pouring?
Well,
we
okay.
can go to
Hard.
somebody else first.
Jay, do you want to go first on the
Yeah,
shout-outs?
I just have a couple names I want to list.
I got a small cup for champagne.
It's as big as
While
my
you're
mouth.
pouring, again, while you're pouring.
Okay. Castile Black is always fantastic. Jim Fitzpatrick, which I think was new to the season, as was Dean C. So thank you guys for joining us. Dante Faris and Kale or Cal Lambert. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but you and Surf made me laugh every time in the comments. So thank you guys so much for tuning in every week and being super sweet to us. I appreciate it.
Mark, with your big, small cup.
That's a big cup. Little holiday cup. So we, as we were coming into the studio today, were handed a nice little package. Not Jay's.
That they had that too.
From what I heard, it's not little package.
That is addressed to the RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh, this is tasty.
Panel.
Oh, RuPaul's Drag Race panel. Sorry. Okay.
Girl, let's get it together.
It's in Polish. It's in Polish. So,
It's
no, I'm
not
kidding.
in Polish,
I'm totally
but he
kidding.
is
Okay,
from
faster,
Poland.
But he is
faster.
from Poland.
Let's go
Hi
faster.
guys, it's Poray. I think we're saying that right.
Howie.
Powie. Sorry,
and
here.
he's in the chat room, so
Yes,
thank you, Powie.
I know that season 9 is almost finished, and I'll be missing you guys. I wanted to give you something so you'll remember me. This is my new single. Jackie, you want to hold that up? Cut to Jackie. Will be released 15th of June, so it's already out. Please excuse my spelling, but I'm from Poland, so I guess the accent is audible. Love you all, especially Jay.
Thank you, Powie.
Best wishes, Powie. So this is his new CD. If you guys, I'm assuming it's on iTunes and stuff too. You can get it.
You know, I got to tell you, I listened to it on YouTube, and it's fantastic. It's really good.
Great, so
So
go
there
to
it
it.
is.
It's Powie, P-O-W-I, Body and Soul.
Yeah,
Check
he's
it
in
out.
the chat room too. He can give you more information.
Say hi to everyone in the
Here's your
chat
CD,
room. Oh, thank
everybody.
you. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone, your CD.
Thank you.
Jay, you can keep the notes since it's basically to you.
I'm going to look at it every night.
Do you want his
He's gonna
address in
sleep
case
with
you're
it
in
every
Poland?
night.
I'll write him back.
Girl, she got an address.
Jackie, do you have any shout-outs for us tonight before we get started?
No, sadly I don't, but thank you guys. I know, I'm sorry.
This is the queen of shout-outs, and she doesn't have any?
I know, I'm so sorry.
Well,
Okay.
well, I said I wasn't going to say it. I was going to let you say it, but I'll say it. To everybody who on Twitter agreed that I've been right all along about Valentina. Thank you.
I do.
Okay.
We appreciate you guys tweeting at us. We appreciate you guys commenting on the videos. Keep commenting. Keep tweeting at us. Give us your thoughts. We love interacting with you guys. So thanks, and thanks for tuning into the live chat. Thanks for making us one of the most watched live chats on AfterBuzz TV.
If not the most watched.
Yeah. So well, we were leaving the studio that one day, and we had like over 500 or something, and he said he's never seen a show with that many live viewers. So
Yeah.
It's over
thank
9,000.
you.
Exactly. I just quick shout outs
So
to
everybody tell 2 friends.
It's my turn. Quick shout outs to everybody who's watching, everybody in the chat room. I want to shout out my panel. I really love you guys, and I thank you for doing this with me. Or I don't know, I'm not in charge of this, but I enjoy spending time with you. And also, I want to say a quick shout out to personal friends of mine, Kate and Lindsay. They're moving to Memphis. I'm gonna miss you guys, and also to another friend of mine, Kevin Wu, who gave me the backstory of what happened at the actual taping of the finale. So I got a better perspective of how everything went. So thanks, Kevin. And again, to all you guys who watch us and comment and join us on Instagram and Twitter and in the chat room, thank you. All right, let's get to it.
Let's do it.
This is the finale. I figure we will go through the grand finale episode, and if we need to reference the Reunited.
Okay.
This was episodes 13 and 14. 13 was the Reunited. 14 was the grand finale. I would like to get your perspective, your first perspective. I know Jay and Mark, you guys were on the runway, on the carpet, the red carpet, the runway.
We brought it to the runway.
Yes.
Brought it to the runway.
Give me just a quick, your first-hand perspective of what you saw and who you saw.
Mark was so sweet because I was not feeling great that day. I was a little crunchy.
I know, I should say he was so sweet because I was like, are you sure you don't want to do any interviews?
All I wanted was Sasha and Shay, and I got both of them.
Yeah.
We got a great spot on the carpet. We were right next to Manila Luzon. The queens who came were so fantastic. I think it got a little bit congested at the end, so
Some
we
were
missed.
fantastic.
We missed a few just because of time, but overall, I mean, Peppermint was a delight. I think you've said it a couple times, and she's always fantastic. I was so getting happy to talk to Sasha. So the top four were the ones who we really wanted to get to.
Guys.
We did not actually interview Trinity though.
Because we met time.
We tried, and I actually said to him, because she was still walking around as we were kind of breaking it down, and I said, should we just walk over to her over there and see if she'll do one just off the cuff? And we were too hot. We're like, no, let's go home. But no, everybody was great. And I said, I think Peppermint was on the carpet longer than anybody, and I think she spoke to every single person that was on that red carpet, which was a lot of people, because it was we were double stacked. So it was like name, and they put the name cards like an inch apart, so you're literally standing on top of each other.
In the heat.
And they did tent it a little bit, so it was not as
What time
bad.
of day was this, by the way? Because
It was
4.
3?
Was it 2?
Well,
We were supposed to arrive at 3:30. I think
Okay.
it started at 4. So it was tented, but it was holding in a lot of heat.
Because I know from my friend, they said they watched the because they taped the episode, the finale, the same day as the last real episode aired. So the most of the people in the audience didn't get a chance to know who the final four was.
Right.
So I was just wondering how, at what time of the day, because I know they taped for hours.
They showed that episode during the taping.
The taping.
So we didn't. That's why. I mean, I wish that we had seen the reunion for our questions, because I feel like the reunion, a lot of tea was spilled. It would have changed a lot of the questions.
Well, we're gonna get to that because the reunion, the Reunited, was taped the Saturday after the finale
Isn't
was
that
taped.
crazy? I know.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
it was. Yes. So
That's
they
interesting.
So they had already known who the top two were. Spoiler alert! There's gonna be we're gonna tell you who the winner
Well,
is.
if
so
they
you
haven't seen
watched.
it by now.
I know. So let's. I want to run down the actual the entrances for the grand finale.
Okay.
I don't think we have the visuals this week.
No.
Jay's in a play, so he's
Our
the
Secretary of Drag.
And I have to admit, when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, there's no Untucked. There was no text from Jay this morning. So anyway,
Well, he
There
texted
were
me.
texts from Jay.
but they weren't
they
anything
were-
important.
They were just personal.
Okay, so let's go.
Howie would have liked them.
Let's go down the list. First, we had James Mansfield.
I will say this about James that I noticed in both this and the reunion is that her makeup is better. Like, I felt like her makeup was kind of like Anna Nicole on the show. It was kind of like Anna Nicole Smith after like tons of Quaaludes, and now it's more polished and more congruent with her shtick.
And I think it's safe to say that they all look polished and ready for the finale. I think she looks great. I mean,
James?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I like James more and more. And if I'm the only one, that's totally fine.
No,
I'm okay
I
with
like
it. Not
James
saying, no, I'm
too.
saying, I'm not talking about you guys, but out there. I really, and it's just always a thing for me, is people that are using this for good. And I feel like James, even before the show, was doing these YouTube videos. And again, if you have not seen them, please go to her website, her YouTube channel, and watch them, because there's so much good information out there for young LGBTQ people just information to know. You know, you don't even have to take a LGBT history class. Watch James' videos because she puts a lot of thought and effort into them, and she's entertaining too. I'm sad knowing more about her and having spoken to her and stuff more. I truly admire her for what she does, and I think she should get a huge credit for what she's doing for the LGBTQ community.
Right on. Jay?
Yeah, James, I will just say that I think that she's still very uncomfortable in person because on the carpet it was still kind of like squirrely with she had like a weird shawl.
Foxy.
Yeah.
And I think she's still hiding behind a character which she doesn't have full control of yet. But she looked great, and I think that, I mean, I still stick that she was maybe the underperformer of the season, but I wouldn't mind seeing more of James.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Absolutely. I would go see her for sure.
I feel like this season, when we had All Stars 2, was it mostly season 6, or there was like a chunk of one season? I think it was season 6 contestants that were
5 was Alaska, Detox, Roxy. We had a lot from 5.
So it was from 5.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we do All Stars 3, there's going to be a lot of queens from season 9.
It's a big pool.
Yeah.
I think 9 had a great queen.
Yeah. It was
that
a
a sentence?
good group. Next on the stage was Kimora Black.
More black. Super. I just because I think I keep interviewing her, so I
do,
keep
yeah.
getting to know her more, and she's just so sweet and so nice and just so gracious. So I thought she looked beautiful.
Jay?
Doesn't do it for me. Like, I don't. It's so mean. I'm sorry.
It's
I just
okay.
I don't care about Kimora Black. Like, I don't know. She looks fierce.
Well, I'll say this: she did say something, and you can watch the interview. I interviewed her, and we actually talked about. It's actually said in the interview. It wasn't off air. She's talking about how she got to go to Europe and do these shows with some of the girls from the show. And she said, I was sitting there, and I was just like, wow, I can't believe I'm with these girls. And I'm like, girl, you're one of them.
Right.
Like, stop putting yourself like you're part of this now. So act it and be proud of that and own it. Yeah. So I think she may just still be having a hard time, making it her own as well. But yeah.
Jackie, your thoughts?
I loved it. I loved it.
She always looks good.
Great.
She does.
Charlie Heinz was next.
I love Charlie. I'm sorry. I love Charlie Hyde's like pop culture shtick, where now she has her like name on her neck and in her head, and
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still into Charlie's whole aesthetic. I think it's fun, and I think I've seen her in blue hair a couple times now, like in panels and stuff, and it fits her, and I like it.
Yeah, and if she's gonna do blue hair for a while, do blue hair for a while. I'm okay with it. It's sometimes too. It's because she's older, and I'm not putting that down because I am right there with her. She just knows, she knows how to talk. She knows how to present herself. She knows Charlie Heinz.
And she has sound bites. She's very quick.
And she was a great interview. It was a great interview. If you want to watch it, I did interview her.
Yeah.
Cool. Eureka was next. And I have to
The
throw
best.
I love this look.
That elephant queen.
Elephant Queen, even though I called it Elephant Princess.
And and when she came onto the carpet, I'm so happy that she kept that for the actual show. People's eyes just darted because it stood about 10 feet tall.
Oh, huge. I said in the interview, I was like, I feel bad for anybody else to sit behind you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're not going to see anything.
It was just a showstopper. Like, it was fantastic, and I don't think that it was like character or anything. It looked right. Everything about it. I'm falling for Eureka. I love Eureka.
So
I'm
now we're
season
looking.
10.
I was just gonna say we're looking forward to season 10
Yes.
with Eureka
Absolutely.
on it.
Well, and I think this
Yeah.
will be interesting too, because this will be the first time the queens are going to come in knowing one of the competitors.
Right.
So I think that will be an interesting twist.
Unless they save her for a later season.
But I will see.
I feel
I'm just
like
saying.
that would be cruel,
I think
She
I think it would be
promised.
smart.
I think the only
Yeah.
reason she wouldn't do it is if she doesn't get doctor approved. If
Oh, that's a good point.
if her knee's not healed.
Yeah.
Right.
But she said she can
Yeah, she
kneel
said
down
she's-
and
yeah.
everything.
Hashtag purse was my favorite.
Oh my
That
god,
was awesome.
I lived for this.
Yeah.
I lived for this.
Hashtag
her
purse.
purse with the little
Oh,
hashtag.
the hashtag
on it.
Elephant Queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loved it. Next was Cynthia. Lee Fontaine.
This is how Cynthia should look.
Agreed.
All the time.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with all of you guys
Oh.
on this one.
What?
Yeah. From the neck up was stunning. She's always stunning from the neck up. I would like, and I may have said in the past, I don't care for padding. I would like a little bit
Curves.
more shape.
More
yeah.
cur- Well, she wasn't wearing boobs either.
No,
which
and
I
it was
think
just-
is
and
a
it was
thing
just-
they're kind of getting away from now.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry. You can attest to this.
It looked
I
great.
could not stop looking
And
at
I'm
her.
not saying that she doesn't look beautiful. I'm sure in person she looks stunning, but for me, it wasn't.
Just to give it a context, she said that she was going for like a statue. She wanted to look like a statue.
She wanted to look like the Miss Congeniality statue.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that helps a little bit.
I mean, I think this and her her outfit on the reunion, she seems to have, between like the show and this point, hit her stride with exactly what her look is.
Agreed. Yeah.
And I think that both those looks, this one and the reunion, that's like Cynthia's got her look. This is her look now, and I want her to do that.
I have to say, Lauren Rose just said this in the chat room too. I feel like she is losing a lot of weight. Like she looked so tiny in
People
person.
say
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that. I mean,
No, I'm just saying she definitely has lost weight.
And I think that's
super
why I think I would like to see a little bit more padding, a little bit more shape. But that's just my personal, and I love her. I think she's great. But that was just my only critique of her look. I think she looks stunning, no matter what. Moving on to Aja from New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why-
You're both shaking your
No,
heads.
I didn't want to talk first. I was trying to.
What stopped you in the past? Nothing. So let's go. Let's hit it. Let's hit
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna say this, and it's from being with her on the red carpet and the reunion. I have a whole new respect for Aja. I wish we saw this Aja on day one. I mean, we did, because she did that whole rant with the princess challenge.
You're beautiful. You're sexy. You're
Yeah.
the Evangelista.
I just don't think that I realized
That's
at
really
the
good.
time that this was really, truly who she was. She was at Mickey's too the other day, so I got to talk to her there with
nice.
Eureka. And I'm not trying to like backtrack, because I don't know that I necessarily said anything nasty about Aja, but I loved that she spoke up, and her facial reactions, everything that she gave me in that reunion. Had she given me that on day one of the show, I think I would have been Team Aja from the beginning.
Well, let's also
And I
realize
thought she looked fantastic.
Well, let's
at
also
the
realize
reunion.
that I can understand, and I totally agree 100% with what you said, because I think I was the one that shadowed her from the beginning, and especially after watching the reunion, and I think she looks stunning. I put a star by her name. I had stars this time. I know we had like letter,
codes.
I put a
Codes
star.
that Jay can't figure out.
I put a star by her name because I think, number one, she looks stunning when she came out on the. I keep thinking red carpet when she came out on the stage.
Runway.
The yellow hair and the blue, it just made everything pop. And I know that there's been some issues with her makeup in the past, especially on the first couple of episodes. I think she looks stunning. Going along the lines of what Mark just said about the reunion, everything that she said, everything that came out of her mouth was like hands down. And even Charlie Hyde said it. She was like, "Yeah, we were all thinking, but you actually had the balls to say it."
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think I agree. If had I known that Aja in the beginning, I would have appreciated her more on the show.
Yeah.
Someone wrote, Aja's that queen from the hood that'll tell you like it is.
Yeah.
You're right. Like, she didn't have, like, whether she was being too timid on the
JJ said
show
that,
or
by the way.
whatever, like, she didn't have that personality that was coming out, on the show. And I do agree, like, while this look to me, I guess, like, I was comparing it to so many of the other looks, it didn't really, like, stand out to me. But at the same time, like, I love Aja for her personality, for her growing her personality and sharing it with us.
I will. Go ahead.
I'm going to agree mostly with what you guys say. Aja was my favorite on the reunion. I really liked it's true. She's just going to tell you like it is. I do think that there's still some room to work for her makeup. Just seeing it up close and on television, it still isn't reading right, in my opinion. But I feel like she's elevated herself from the start of the season to where we are now, but I still think we're going to see improvement over the next year, and it's going to be like, oh, wow, that's Aja now. Like, I think we're going to just see a huge advancement.
I think so, too.
I agree with Isaiah TB0, who said Aja for All-Stars 3. I agree. And I think we said it earlier, or someone said it earlier, there's going to be a lot of queens from this season who's going to hit it on All-Stars, the next All-Stars. So.
Well, what I was going to say is, just talking about, you were talking about Aja's look on the red carpet and stuff. I agree 100%. I think Eureka was probably one of the most, if not the most memorable look on the red carpet. Some of them didn't. I feel like somebody changed.
Valentina changed, for sure. I remember that
For
one.
that, I mean, it was the same dress, different color. Let's not mince words. And Nina.
Nina changed.
She changed also. I feel like there was somebody else. Anyway, and Peppermint. Peppermint changed.
Well, Peppermint had to change for the lip sync.
No, because everybody.
They're talking about the red carpet.
When they first
Oh,
came.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What was I going to say? oh goodness gracious, I was thinking, you know, a lot of them should. I wanted more. Costume wise, between the season ending, like you've had time to think about
Right.
it, to put some thought into it, and there were several of them that I felt like could have stepped it up. I don't think anybody looked bad. I just was very surprised that so many of them didn't.
The only thing that
I have a question for you about Aja, because someone in the chat room pointed out that she had no boobs, and that was like one of my things. And you didn't mind Cynthia's no boob. Didn't like Cynthia's no boobs.
But Aja has like padding elsewhere, and I
think she's just a bigger
right,
girl.
and I think that's I don't necessarily have to have boobs per se, but like give me some kind of shape, and to going along the lines of what Mark just said, I tend to disagree with that statement. I think that Aja, going from the last time I saw her to now, I think there's a big improvement. Okay. And yes, it's just.
I'm not saying anyone looked bad
Right.
necessarily. I'm just saying
You were going for more wow factor.
Because especially being there, I think Sasha Velour and Eureka were probably the two that I was, and Cynthia were the ones I was like, oh shit, like stepped it up. I appreciate it.
Right.
Those are probably. Would you not say those are the three that I was like the most impressed with?
100%.
Jay, you don't have to agree.
I'm scared if I don't.
Okay, let's move on. Pheromone was next.
That's my homegirl.
Just to go to the reunion before this, or the reunited, she was fantastic.
Fantastic!
I loved
Yeah.
her. She was so cute.
Now, are we talking personality or just?
Yeah, just like
A
the
little
way-
bit of both.
I mean,
Okay.
when she talked about the chairs, and she's like, they're perfect, they're models, they're Linda.
Yeah.
I mean, it was such a good callback.
She
I
loafed
loved-
her hair. Yeah.
She just had really great moments, and then I'm sure we're going to talk about the Valentina moment, but when she goes like,
You don't love me.
"You don't love me," but the Aja gasp.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, I mean, Aja and Farrah were my two standouts from the reunion.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Her look on the the carpet was good. I remember that.
It was
looked.
good.
She did have a lot of
She
highlighter.
changed too, actually.
Yeah.
She changed too.
She didn't change that highlighter though. She looked great though.
Right.
She did look good.
She
Yeah.
got a star from me.
Good.
I liked her entrance on the stage. Yeah. I just like that.
I'm just saying I told you so to everybody.
Yeah, I take a little bit of that, Jackie, because I was just like, I don't get it. But after a while I grew to enjoy her.
Good.
And I grew and so when I agree with Jay, when she was on the reunited, I was like, I love her even more now. And I think she looked stunning then with the pink and I think she looked stunning on both episodes. So
She's great.
I approve for Farrah.
Good.
Next is our friend Valentina, Mark's friend Valentina.
Dear friend of mine. Dear friend. I mean, and I do believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I said on the carpet, not saying she looked bad, not saying she didn't look put together. I was surprised. Probably the most surprised with her because of all this talk about the rhinestoning and this and that. Honestly, I don't even think her red carpet look, which was different from the one she wore on stage, I don't think she had any rhinestones on anything. I think it was just the dress. Because I was like, where are the rhinestones? Like, I was expecting rhinestones.
We don't know. We don't have a reference to it, so I have no idea what you're.
I don't remember.
I was just,
honestly.
I mean, it's the same straight dress with the big tail.
Jay,
But it works for her.
that was a fart, by the way.
Here it is again.
I honestly, I can't remember even what she was wearing.
Point taken. Next.
But we didn't get her on camera, so that might have been like I wasn't
She
looking
ran
at her.
from me.
No, but
So
I think
I do have
that
tea
the
about
look
that.
on the look on the red carpet, I liked her look at the reunion. I really, really loved her look at the reunion. But I don't know, for whatever reason, her look here at the finale. I can't remember it, and I just feel like I was expecting more because I had remembered so many of her looks throughout the season.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was
This has nothing
expecting
to do
something
with
more.
Because I love like the Madonna,
Wedding
even
dress.
the Matador, which wasn't the challenge, but was a good look. Her other Matador, you know what I mean? Like there were things that you remembered about her on the
wedding
show.
dress.
The
The
wedding
wedding
dress. So that's why I think I was most surprised because I was like, all this talk, you should have been in the Final Four. Prove it to me. Here's an opportunity. Here's another chance for you to go, look at me, this is how fabulous I am.
Okay, moving on. Nina Bonina Brown. I'm going to start by this one.
Oh,
okay.
oh, no.
So she's given me, I've had a, basically, and I love her. I've had a love-hate relationship with her on the show. Because, you know, I can't deny it. But she was giving me Dorothy Dandridge, Lena Horne, 1950s realness, and I fucking loved it.
Who's this?
Nina Bonina Brown. And I remember, I think it was Raja or Raven on their Tooted and Booteds. They were talking how she always has this concept of like some kind of animal, some kind of some kind of concept. But they wanted to see her in glam, and I think she gave it. And I think she looks
It's funny
stunning.
you say that because
Yes.
I do think she looked gorgeous. Like I wrote, it was a new look and she looked gorgeous. But I think for the finale, I was hoping.
Underwhelmed.
No, it was like
but I was expecting
More.
more.
I was hoping for, because she had at one point tweeted this like cool giraffe face. Like I was hoping for something like that.
But I think if she would have done that, everyone would go, we're just getting the same thing. So I do appreciate the fact that she did a little bit more of just a pretty
Classic
drag
glam.
and wore a nice dress. I loved her look on the reunion. I thought,
Yes.
I just kept thinking, why didn't you do this on the show?
Also, her look as a boy in interviews, like,
Pierre.
yeah, just great style. Just
I didn't mind Nina's hemline of the dress because
I
I
didn't
think
either.
I think it was appropriate for what it was.
Yeah.
They're just saying that because I think if it went to the ground, then it looks like the dress that Peppermint wore, which is like a hoop skirt.
Right.
So I think that I do like that it was up off the ground.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Jay.
She was serving fresh tilapia. I think it was different.
Can we upgrade it? Tilapia's cheap. No, I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh.
Salmon?
Oh, that's better.
Freshwater salmon?
Go ahead.
That's it. I mean, I liked it. I don't have much to say.
Next is Alexis Michelle.
She looked great.
I think so too. I agree. I towards the end,
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate her attitude or her fashion sense for that matter. But I think she looks stunning.
Did you see my interview with her?
I did not know.
I asked her in the interview. I was like, you know, you're gonna hate me for asking this, but I just want to make sure. Did all your season 9 queens approve this look for the red carpet?
She has a good humor about
And
it.
she did. In her
Bitch.
defense, she laughed. She enjoyed it.
That's-
She even
that's
tweeted
good.
me afterwards because I was like, she didn't punch me, and she's like, no, I loved it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, and she moved right back up because she realized, like she said, I think the competition got to her.
the bitch. I mean, this was totally pageant. The bitch knows how to serve pageant, and
Yeah.
I think she nailed it. I
Yeah.
thought she looked great. I thought she looked amazing.
I thought
Jackie?
she was a theater queen. I mean, this was the best she's ever looked to
Yeah.
me.
Jay,
It looked
any
good.
thoughts?
Yep.
Cool. Moving on. We might be going a little fast. Peppermint's first look.
Oh, I live for the first look.
The green and white?
I disagree.
Is that what we're talking about? The
She
green
was
and
a
white?
peppermint.
She was a
I
peppermint.
know, I get it, but I didn't like it.
Oh, I liked it.
I loved it.
I'm the only one that didn't like it. That's fine.
It's kind of, it reminded me a little bit of the Club Kid. Like
Yeah.
It was like a little callback to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It was
I liked it. I didn't hate it.
I didn't,
It was an
I didn't hate
elevated.
it.
Again, it was an elevated peppermint.
I
It wasn't just the regular peppermint that you
Like
got.
her
So I
hair and
liked
makeup
that.
was sickening. I don't know if it was just visually for me. It just didn't. I don't think it didn't register, but whatever. She didn't look bad. Again, I didn't hate it, but you know, it wasn't that big a thing for me. Sasha was next.
Final Fantasy VIII. It was like a video game character, High Priestess. It was,
Okay, so
it was so good.
Sasha,
So
because
good.
so when I was watching, I was like, oh my gosh, she is serving me Shakespeare in love realness.
Yeah.
And then I thought, Shakespeare, the origins of drag, this bitch is smart. She knows exactly
Smart.
what
Yeah.
the hell she's doing. I love this look.
I love your interview with her was fantastic, and she said something in the interview that I think was spot on. Was you commented on her outfit and how great she looked, and that she looked regal and royal, and she said, "Well, dress for the job you
Occasion.
want," or something
Yeah.
like that. And I was like, "That's it," and I felt like she did. I feel like she showed up for this finale.
Yeah.
Every look that she put on was
She was
for a
ready to go.
reason and calculated and perfect.
Agreed.
Here's my thing is, you guys are gonna hate me. I thought I loved it in the way that it was intellectually smart, like Sasha, but visually it was not appealing to me.
Okay.
I can only agree with you when she was sitting down with Rue halfway through the show. When she walked down the runway, it was something about her sitting. May not make any sense, but her sitting.
Yeah, it poofs up when you sit down.
Yeah, so with her standing and walking and like it looked beautiful. I loved it. Don't get me wrong, I loved it, but I can see where you're coming from. Visually, it may not have been like.
Yeah, I don't like that Elizabethan style in the first place. So like that's why it was not appealing. But intellectually, I was like, that's intelligent.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, Shay is next. Okay.
I think
if
she was
anybody
gorgeous.
has ever watched Coming to America,
Oh, no.
she was serving, but this is in a good way. There's a point in Coming to America where Eddie Murphy is about to marry his wife that has been chosen
I
for
thought
him.
you were going to compare her to Eddie Murphy's outfit.
No!
I was like, what are you doing?
Vanessa Bell Calloway played the princess who he's supposed to marry at the
Yes.
beginning, and that's what Shay was serving me, and I think that's the
Yes.
reference that I got, and I liked it.
It was gorgeous.
I thought it was cute. I thought it was really, really. I thought it was cute. It was
Uh-oh.
not my favorite, but
It was okay. It was okay.
I was very underwhelmed. I honestly, like, when she came on the carpet, you couldn't, where I was on the carpet, I couldn't see the bottom. So I was just like, really? That's
like
all
the
you're-
bottom, like waist
which
bottom,
was,
or
like the whole bottom, which was like the silver inside and the pants. So it wasn't until she stepped up and you started talking to her that I actually could see. I was like, oh, okay, well, there are pants.
Wait,
but
pants?
I just, are we talking about Shay?
Shay.
The black gown that she had on the carpet with
the ponytail.
But
like
that's
a
what she
tie-pony.
wore in.
Oh, I don't know. I
you're
wasn't there.
She wore the same
She
thing.
wore it in.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the
Okay.
pants.
I heard pants.
I think she was wearing pants.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
There were pants in front of a Valentina back.
Okay.
That's what I'll call it.
Are we looking at the same thing?
I just, it was,
Shay's like,
yeah, right?
oh.
It was pants. They were
Okay,
pants.
moving on. We're short on time. Trinity was next.
Trinity looked
This
great.
is my least favorite of the. I don't know why.
Of the top four?
Yeah.
I thought she looked fantastic.
I like the hair and the dress.
I think the hair was fine. I don't know. Something about the
beautiful.
green and the blue. I'm not sure.
I
Yeah,
thought
she looks great.
I thought she looked beautiful.
I thought she looked beautiful.
Okay, let's quickly go recap the rest of the show. I
The
just
pantsless Secret Security, I loved it.
whatever.
I want pantsless Secret Security.
the dancers in the
The
beginning.
dancers, yeah.
Yeah.
When it came
So
out.
I think
that was next.
I think Valentina.
I'm not out of line. That was next.
No, I know it was next. I just don't want to spend time talking about it. I think Valentina got ripped the most on the show,
Reunion?
on all of it.
Well, yeah.
There was jokes. I mean, Bob and Rue had that little bit about I would like to keep it on. I mean, and Valentina was kind of smiling about it at that point. But
Well, I think, I'm sorry, in my opinion, she loves her name being said. So it doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
you can find anything.
Do you want to just have the Valentina conversation now? Is this
What
this we're-
Valentina? Yeah, sure.
Well,
I mean, we have
you
to have a
think, you think that that's
conversation.
not the case? She even says it in the reunion.
I don't think she.
I
wants-
may not have liked that I had to go home, but at least I gave you good television, is basically what she said.
Mark,
So-
I say every week that I don't care what people say about me, but as long as you say my name in the comments, does that make me a bad person too?
No, because you say that, because
Oh,
you
okay.
actually
All
admit
right.
that.
Okay.
She doesn't admit it. I wrote this down in my notes because I don't feel like she's any different than Magnolia Crawford. Magnolia Crawford at least came on the show and said,
I'm only here."
here
Right.
to get a better booking. Yeah, that's me pointing. That's me. I have more respect for somebody who actually comes out and admits that than somebody who's going to sit there and act like, I mean, there's no way, and if you are watching her on that reunion and deluded to think that she deserved congeniality, that word congeniality,
Spoiler
you
alert,
are absolutely delusional.
She wants-
I think anybody who has a brain saw right through exactly the kind of person she was. And I said this before we came in. I wanted to set my timer from the moment they started talking about her fans to when she actually apologized on the show. And how many people on the panel said, "Why haven't you said that? Why haven't you said that?" Why does it take all these people to have to say this? That is not a good human being. If you are sitting at home reading your Twitter, and I don't care what you say, she's watching her social media. She knows exactly what's going on. Her friends are calling her and saying, "Can you please make them stop?" And you don't say anything? I'm sorry. That is not a nice human being.
I have
Well,
a
that
feeling.
our time is up.
Wait. I have a feeling, hopefully, that this is a youth thing because when Laganja came in here, she said, "I did some things on the show that I was."
I think
23.
Farrah's younger than
Wait, let
It doesn't
Let
matter.
Jackie
It doesn't
finish.
matter.
Let
It
Jackie
doesn't
finish.
matter what age you are.
But then you can't say that it's age then.
No. What I'm saying is some people mature at different levels, right?
Okay.
So when Laganja came in here, she said, "I was 23, I did stupid shit." Now, we have Adora Delano, who I feel was very mature for her years, and I have a question for, I guess, like for Valentina's fans, because we have her saying, like, like, you know, Chicanos are underrepresented, and I wasn't sure if she was talking about they're underrepresented on Drag Race or they're just underrepresented in the media as a whole. But adores Chicano, and she has a huge following, and I feel like because of Adore's level of maturity at a young age, I feel like if this had happened to Adore, she would go to her fans and say, "Hey guys, please don't do this to other people. This is not nice."
Well, she did to Michelle Visage when Michelle was getting a lot of hate after yelling at or going in on Adore during All Stars 2, and Adore came up with a video and I think a tweet that said, "Leave Michelle alone. Like, you guys, this happened so long ago. I'm over it. You guys get over it."
Right.
Yeah, and so, like, okay, that's a great example. It's like, I feel like Valentina just, at this moment, she's been called out, and, like, maybe, hopefully, like, when LaConja came on here, I don't know how many years later, 7 or 6 or something. I have no concept of time. But so when she came back, she's in her 30s, and she's saying, "I'm looking back on myself and thinking."
She's only 27.
Okay, well, I'm in my 30s. She came back here and said, "Look, I was super young at the time, and I did some things I'm embarrassed about." I feel like Valentina, hopefully, would look back and say, "Okay, I should have said, you know, something to my fans, and I feel embarrassed about that." And I do think, like, she will look back on that and feel that way. But my question to the fans is, like, are you fans of Valentina because she puts forth, like, these great outfits and, like, a great performance, or are you fans of hers just because she's Chicano? Because she made it seem like, oh, my fans are here because I'm Chicano, because I'm representing, or, like, are you fans of hers because she's Hispanic, but there have been other Hispanic drag queens? So I want to hear from you guys. Like, why do you like Valentina? Is it because you feel she represents you, or is it because solely because you feel like this is, like, the future of drag?
That's a good question. Make your comments down below. Jay, you want to add to the topic?
I want to talk about the lip syncs more than Valentina.
Okay.
Honestly,
so
sorry.
Yeah, and I agree with Jackie. You know, I think time is the maturity level. So the setup
Well,
for
I'll
the
just
show.
say this to put a button on it. If you're a star, you know how to behave and you know how to act. If you're going to claim to be a star, that's why you wanted the show to be a star, then you need to act like it, and that is not how a star behaves.
Okay.
Moving along.
Okay, so
Plain and simple. You can't have
the
it
way
both
the
ways.
show was designed, it wasn't a normal finale where they just had the queens come out and talk about themselves. They actually had kind of a sports bracket system where 2 queens battled it out for a chance to go to the finals, which I thought I was really excited until how it actually transpired, because they only spent the wheel once, and I was actually hoping they spent, like, twice.
Yeah, right.
At least, because it landed on Trinity, and then she got to pick who she wanted. And this is where, and I know this isn't how the show is being manipulated, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, maybe they said backstage, okay, Trinity, if it lands on you, this is who you're gonna pick, and then we're gonna be left with the other 2.
How produced was it?
But since I don't know that for sure, let's just say that this is how it all landed. So Trinity went against Peppermint. She chose Peppermint, which I can see her logic. You pick the best. You think if you're gonna be the best, you have to beat the best. And I think Peppermint is the best lip syncer out of all of them. So they got to lip sync to Britney Spears' "Stronger," which, again, my choices, Rue said it herself. She was like, I wanted to pick the songs that are the best songs to lip sync. These wouldn't have been my favorites. But
I like that.
Well,
I'm not RuPaul, so.
The favorites are the ones she could get the rights to.
Exactly. So, I mean, whatever the case may be. So what do you guys think of Peppermint versus Trinity? Lip sync number 1.
I loved all. Oh, I'm sorry, Jay.
No, go ahead.
I loved all these lip syncs because I feel like there were some very disappointing lip syncs this season. So it was nice to have it be like, okay, we're gonna step it up to the highest notch we can step it up.
Yeah. I want to say that Sasha and Peppermint were in my top 3, but I think Trinity had this one if Peppermint didn't pull the stunt with the spin and the wig reveal. Like, I appreciate that, because if I was at that show, I would be like, oh my gosh. But up to that point, and even after that point, Trinity was dancing her ass off. I think that
she was like, oh my gosh, with the water and coming down.
Oh, Flashdance.
Yeah, she was like Flashdance.
Yeah. But that reveal was extremely smooth, and I appreciated Peppermint for doing that.
Yeah.
It was good.
I hope that this stays. This how they do the finale.
Okay, and I'm going to mention that later. But I know it because a lot of people that I talk to says the same thing. My thoughts were, if you look closely, and I rewound it and I watched it over and over again, and I don't know if this was because of the shot itself, but if you watch it, you watch closely, when the song starts, it's a side shot of Peppermint's over here, Trinity's over here, and Trinity's mouth is moving before Brittany is singing. And I watch little things like that, and I wonder. I also noticed that like Trinity blew her wad before Peppermint blew hers, which everyone stood up when Peppermint blew her wad.
Yeah.
But I just wonder if that little like misstep cost her a win. But look closely, you'll see what I'm talking about. Rewind
just
and
like
It
look
might have
new
been
closely.
editing too, like camera.
That's what I'm
was
saying.
just-
I don't know if it was edited that way, but
Or maybe she was saying water off a duff's back. Water. Off a duff's back.
no, she was clearly singing, mouthing the words,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I don't know if that. And spoiler, my friend told me that the reaction shots of Ru were recorded after
Yes.
the lip
You could tell.
Because I even
You could
asked him, I
tell
said,
when-
I asked him, because to follow two queens, not knowing where they're going to go during a lip sync, I wonder if there was multiple takes of that. And he was like, nope, they did it once, and that was it.
And the stage is huge.
Yeah, and they only did reactions of Ru after the lip syncs. So,
Yeah.
All I have to say about this format is that I know there are some people in the chat roll that really didn't like it, but I'm
Didn't like what?
The finale.
The finale. But I'm all for a change up. Like we've
Yeah.
had this show on the air for like what 9 or 10 years
it's
now.
10, yeah.
Yeah, and 9 years. And so I love that they changed up the format right now because I feel like it needed that.
And I also like that it focused on the top 4.
That's what I was just gonna say. It
The
was
reunion
about
was great.
them. The reunion was about, because you didn't really hear much. I mean, you did.
You didn't hear anything from the other queens.
from the other ones as much as I think you would have had they not done the finale. I loved the finale was about the final 4.
So, Mark, you mentioned that you hope that this will be the
Yes.
format. From and I told my friend this, Kevin. He was hoping the same thing. I don't think, because think about the last 5 seasons before the season. There's only been 1 or 2 standouts in the finale.
Right.
This was the one time, and I can't think of how many seasons, that 4 queens, I would have been okay if any one of them would have won.
Yeah.
If Trinity would have beat Peppermint and the other way around, I would have been like, okay, I'm good with that.
Okay.
So I don't know if we're going to ever have a season where 4 queens could win.
But here's the thing. I think that if you do it with this in mind, you're going to do your... I mean, because we know that they selectively eliminate people anyway. But at least you know now if that's how you're gonna end it, that it's just gonna make it a better ending.
Okay,
if they
and
all
then
are
5
good.
years from now, we're going to be like, okay, we're tired of this format. Let's do something else. Moving on.
Yeah.
Shay and Sasha was the number 2 lip sync to So Emotional by Whitney Houston. Again, it's a bag of tricks, and I didn't mind it. I thought it was...
I thought I was, and I saw someone in the chat room said this too. I was very underwhelmed with Shay. I was very surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know if, because everybody but Shay had a trick. Because even Trinity pulled off her thing
her
to
thing,
show
yeah.
her tuck. So that kind of surprised me that she didn't have something.
But you don't always need a gimmick. And
I agree. But I don't even feel like her performance was as good as some of the other times she did it.
Yeah.
I think she was just worried about falling on the... I thought about the
It very well
showgirls.
could be the floor.
I mean, saying that though, Sasha's with the roses everywhere, it was beautiful. Like I thought it was so
When the
cool.
wig
Oh, I know.
came,
When she
it
shaked
was
it out.
my everything.
I actually wanted to put rose petals in the crown. But I was like, it's not gonna play for audio listeners. But
You're a queen anyway, Jen.
Thank you. Yeah, I loved Sasha, and it was actually, I mean, besides them doing the final lip sync on the last episode, we haven't seen Sasha lip sync, so it was fun to see that emotion,
Yeah.
and I got a lot of Angina feels from her.
Yeah.
Not just the bald head, but just Angina very like
Emotion,
smiles,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
she's very, I don't know. I mean, you could probably speak to that too, but I like Sasha.
So
Sasha
we-
won it.
So
Oh,
we had
hands down.
we had Sasha versus Peppermint for the final lip sync, and they did "It's Not Right, But It's Okay," again by Whitney Houston.
Yep.
I love
Thoughts?
the Whitney songs. I love the Whitney songs.
The song was great. I loved Sasha had that mask, and I thought it was so cool to just have like the lips. I mean, Valentina, take a note.
Right.
I was gonna say that was rip number 3 on that.
I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised they didn't cut to Valentina just to make a point.
Yep.
But I thought it was a very cool image, and with that white dress, it looked very cool, and it kind of like harkened back to like a Lady Gaga look. And I was like, this feels. Is that what? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Alexander McQueen.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that dress moved so cool, and then like the crack open of the helmet. Sasha really had me the whole season, but this finale proved to me that she was the winner.
Because the Peppermint was coming down the aisle first, so you saw her, and she looked good. She looked great for Peppermint, and when she stepped away, and I was like, she got it. Like it's the moment I was like, she's got this. She showed up at that finale to win.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. No question asked.
I'm really pleased that Sasha won. I was disappointed in Peppermint's second outfit, second lip sync.
The feathers,
outfit.
kind of.
It didn't resonate with me as much as I love, because I guess I was so enthralled by the first one where she like pulled away the skirt and had the short hair and everything. It's hard to one up that, and so like Sasha had played it like I'm building in a certain level.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So last week I told Ross and Jay and Jackie that I didn't really care for the.
Was that here?
No, you.
Oh no.
What did I say, Jay?
Yeah.
I meant to say Mark.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry, Jay.
You guys are great, by the way.
Thank you. And Ross, thank you. Shout out to Ross. He was
Yes.
cute. I love interviewing with him. And yes, I did have a little crush on Ross. Anyway, I remember I told you guys, I was like, because this was the first season that I watched the Meet the Queens, and Sasha was the one of the ones, and Trinity, that I was just like, meh. I'm not. I don't have any high hopes. And as the season progressed, I grown to love Sasha, and when she was walking down the aisle in that white Lady Gaga, that's the first thing I thought of was the Lady Gaga look. I was like, yeah, she's got it.
Yeah.
It's just hands down. And I am flip-flopping again. I am going to watch the Meet the Queens now because I like knowing what I know. Like
Yeah.
I was
It
like,
takes
oh,
a full circle.
Yes.
And then you can go back and watch the Meet the Queens and be like, oh,
I didn't see
got
that
it.
the
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to watch Meet the Queens.
You okay?
I'm
Jackie's
sorry,
going to stand her
guys.
ground.
Yeah.
Are you going to watch them?
I like being
do.
surprised.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know, like, the spoilers this season on Reddit, I was avoiding everything. If I hadn't watched the show, I would avoid Twitter. If I hadn't watched the show, I would avoid Reddit. I did not want any spoilers.
Yeah.
So I almost feel like Meet the Queens is like a spoiler to me.
Right. I think, I mean, it's kind of hard to not know, like, because my friends knew about because they went to the taping of the finale and they knew the format. And
But they still taped 2 endings, right?
they taped 2 endings, but I didn't know that there was going to be a battle,
A death,
a bracket system.
Yeah.
So that was cool for me. So we have about 1 minute left. Anything you guys want to, like, touch on before we wrap it up?
I want to
for the
say
season?
There's a couple queens in this season that I would go see. Like when they're coming to LA, I'm going to go out of my way to see them. And the top 4 is definitely people that I want. Like I really want to go see Peppermint now. Like I think she is a lip sync assassin. Like Ru pointed at it.
Yeah.
And Trinity, I love that Ru said like Trinity, you won over people. Like because she did have such a low. I remember her approval rating at the start was so bad, even with
Super
me.
bad. Yeah.
And then I was like, she's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So I want to see all the top 4.
Yeah. I was going to say, too, I wrote it down in my notes because Trace Lizette was in the audience for Peppermint with her mom. And she was saying that this is, and I think this is
Quickly,
the
we got
reason
about 20
why
seconds.
I like the new format is because, like she said, no substitute for stage presence and talent. So I think now if you're going to do it this way, you have to be able to perform.
Right.
You have to be able to go on that stage and beat 3 other people in a lip sync.
Right.
And there are people that definitely could not have done that.
I'm gonna say the quote of the season for me was I didn't want to read her, but I wanted to aggressively compliment
Oh my God,
her.
it was the best.
I fell in my
aggressively
chair.
complimented.
That was funny.
Aja, you have won me over with
Yeah.
that. I thought I was gonna lose my shit.
I should have messaged you guys. She was at Mickey's the other night. Monday.
I also
Jackie?
want to say a lot of the queens have merch out. I know Nina has merch out and Farrah, my homegirls. And obviously they're not the only queens. So go out and buy their merch and support them.
And I said this about All Stars 2. I didn't like the fact that there was like 5 queens from season 5. There's gonna be like if not all the 3 runner-ups from this season, Trinity, Shay, and Peppermint. If they don't make All Stars 3, I'm gonna be really upset. So we mentioned it before. This was a great season. This is one of my favorite seasons aside from season 2. I still I have a special place in my heart. Season 2 was fun.
What's your favorite seasons?
I think 2.
I like
Jay?
6. 6
2
a
and
lot. I love 6.
6,
With
interesting.
Bianca. I love Bianca.
I liked 8. 8 has become my second favorite.
Okay.
I would say 4 and this season.
4 was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to warm up to this season, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
Why
for
is
sure.
that? Why is that? I'm just curious.
No clue.
Okay.
Oh, and we have
No
to-
Okay.
clue. I had to warm up, but I don't know why.
Okay, guys, we have to wrap up now. Thank you all for joining us. This has been real fun.
If you're in town, see Jay and Rocky Horror.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jay,
I'm
tell
it's the last show right now, so you guys are not going to make it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Damn it.
Sorry, guys.
If you're in driving distance, get
I
here
know.
tonight.
Get here now. Jay, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at don't_be_jealous and Twitter at so_jealous. And I'm also going to be hopping on Gay Weekly Roundtable a lot more often with Adam Salandra, and that's on Thursdays at 4 right here on AfterBuzz. So
Awesome.
Look at that.
Mark
Happy
J.
Pride! Happy Pride, everyone!
Yes, it's New York and San Francisco, Pride this weekend.
Mark J.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at LoRayne Love, LoRayne and I will be back for season 10.
And Edition Days, I'm sure.
Edition Day. Oh, I do that before this.
Yeah.
But, yeah, every Sunday at 4.
Right.
If you watch Days of Our Lives.
Jackie?
123 Jackie B on all platforms, and if you want to see more of me, I am on the Broadway Breakdown.
And you can find me at Kenny C. Harrison or Kenny Cherison on Instagram and Twitter. And the only other place you'll find me on AfterBuzz is the pre-Emmy show. So you have to wait till next year to find me if you don't find me there.
You
This
can
has
find
been-
a Broadway Breakdown.
Oh yeah, I'll
Yeah.
probably stop by Broadway Breakdown once they do once. I fucking love that. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you if you're in the chat room. Thank you for chatting with us.
Yes.
If you make your comments down below, thank you for making your comments. We love having you join us week after week, and we look forward to doing this to you. Doing this to you.
Doing this to you.
Hey, we'll
We
do it
are-
to you.
We are kind of doing it
Doing
to
this
him.
with you for season 10. Until then,
Until next year.
see you later.
Peace out.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Drag you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.